Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another episode of the My Mortgage Hound YouTube live stream. Good morning, Nathan. Thanks for joining us. Everyone know what today is? Today is Kentucky Derby Day, first Saturday of May. I dressed up just for you guys. We're going to do a horse property special. I was going to do a spring special, and then I realized it was Kentucky Derby Day, so we pivoted. And now we're going to do horse-themed properties. Going to be a jam-packed stream. We're going to kind of skip some of the things we normally do to give us a little more time. So grab your coffee. Grab your past performances. Get your bets ready. It's going to be a fun stream. All right. So we're going to skip the statistics this morning. We're just going to go into our normal interest rates. Guys, the market's been nice since about a month ago when rates were all over the place due to the tariff debacle. Since then, rates have stabilized. We're going to talk a lot about jumbo versus conforming today. There's something really interesting going on in the market. But let's start with the interest rates. So all the interest rates we use on the My Mortgage Hound live stream come from, it's weird, something's in the way there, comes from Mortgage News Daily. Mortgage News Daily is my go-to resource for all things interest rate related. It gives us a nice national average, unbiased, very accurate picture of interest rates. So national average for a 30-year fixed, 6.9%. Now, on a 30-year fixed loan, conforming means that it meets conforming guidelines. So for 2025, the max conforming loan amount is $802,650. So if we're at that amount or less, we're in a conforming loan. If we're over that amount, we're in a jumbo loan. So if we go back here, this is what is fascinating. And I think there's another couple other loan officers on the call, on the stream, so chime in. Good morning, Ryan. If you look at jumbo loans, they're at 7% for the national average. The margin or the spread between a conforming loan and that jumbo loan is 0.1%. I've never seen it so close, okay? So really, there's not a big downside to going jumbo. There's nothing to be scared of. To quote one of my favorite YouTubes, if you're scared of jumbo loans, call the police. That one was for you, Carissa. Jumbo loan 7%. Our FHA, which we really use for our benchmark, 6.28. Guys, we try so hard to break that 6% barrier on our government loans. We got down to 6.10 this week. We're back up to 6.28. Someday we'll hit it. Maybe we'll throw a 6% party on the live stream when we get there, but we're so close. So that's the benchmark we're looking for, the barrier we're looking to break through is that 6%. 6.28 on FHA, 6.30 on our VA loans for all of our veterans out there. So that is all the interest rates we use on the stream come from that website. They're not necessarily the rates that our company's offering, but I want to show a national average. All right. Let's dive into it. I got 3 horse properties. I got to tell you, finding horse properties this morning was very difficult. Normally, there's a ton in Clark County. There's a ton of cool ones, all sorts of different price ranges. But for some reason, I think the horse market, we're in the market for a new horse right now. And it is outrageously hard and expensive to find a horse. And I think that that's trending into horse properties too. Everyone wants a horse property. And so they're hard to find and they have gotten a little more expensive. So let's dive into our first one here. And this is a weird house for me. I had some family members when I was very young that owned this house. I believe they built it. And so I spent a lot of time in this house. Young Cody did. So I was just looking for horse properties and found it. They have not lived in this house for 30 years. But I found it. So I thought we'd throw this one on first. We are going to 25113 Northeast Dublin Road in Battleground. 4 beds, 4 baths, 3980 square feet. Now this is a 1-level ranch, so 4,000 square foot, 1 level. This home was built in 1973, sits on 5 acres. If we look at the map, it's in a cool part of Battleground. Not too far from Louisville Park and not too far from town. Okay. This home is listed by Daniel Brooks over at Coldwell Banker Cascade. Let's see what they have to say. Location, an incredible opportunity. Classic 3780. Okay, so this says 3780. The description says 3980. So I don't know what the discrepancy there is. Built in 1972, includes 3 tax ID parcels. So one parcel is 2.8 acres. 2 more parcels included in the sale. One is 1.14 and the other is 1 acre. Possible extra value in land. Man, it would be a shame to break that lot up. So 7 miles east of I-5, custom design home. Tree line driveway. The driveway is really cool. I used to ride my dirt bike in the around the trees in the front. Inviting entry with cozy, sunken, multi-purpose room. Stone fireplace with pellet stove insert. Ah, dang it. I remember that fireplace when it was a wood-burning fireplace, but now it's a pellet stove insert. Vaulted ceiling and kitchen. Large double ovens. Formal dining room, attached living room, separate study. With built-in gun bookcase. Primary suite features spacious bathroom with large sink, soaking tub. Primary bedroom has a sliding door providing access to the pool and covered patio, double closets. 3-car garage area, 900 square feet, 960 square feet, barn, small wine cellar under barn. We'll have to take a look at that. New roof in 2023. All right. Let's take a look at some pictures. Okay, so there's a swimming pool. There used to be a slide right here. They took the slide out. But very nice swimming pool. And right here, he didn't mention this in the description. This building right here is a changing room, a pool room. So a little changing room right next to the pool. So here's out the back. I believe the master is located over here. This is the den area. Now, one of my pet peeves, okay? How long has this house been on the market? Let's see when this house was listed. Okay, it was listed in December. So I'm not going, actually it was listed, there's a price change in December. It was listed last June. So if we go back to the pictures, I guess I'll give this agent a pass, but maybe get some updated pictures. These pictures are a year old, 2024. Again, I'll give them a pass because this has been on the market almost a year. There's a good shot of our drive off the highway. Good drone shot. A couple things in this drone shot here is we do have asphalt, so no gravel driveway, which is common on a house like this, so it's nice that it's all paved. Okay, I believe this is the entry. Yes, that's the entry. So they have laminate flooring. I do not believe that's hardwood. I believe that's laminate. So as we're going through these pictures, yes, this home needs updating, right? The theme we're gonna look at in our mortgage options today is that jumbo versus conforming. So let's say I'm selling a house and I have a ton of equity to roll over and I really like this property, but it needs $200,000 in updating. That's what I want everyone to start thinking about is You know, I have a big down payment. The difference between a jumbo loan and conforming is not that significant. So maybe I look at putting less down and rolling some of that equity into updating the house, because you could do a lot here. It's hard to tell, but that is a sunken living room. Funny story, when I was a kid, I used to swim in that pool and run in and out of the house. And sometime somebody shut the sliding glass door. And I couldn't tell that it was shut because it was so clean. And I go to jump from the outside in, and I slam right into the sliding glass door. So funny Cody story there, but very cool. Access to the pool off the dining, or off the kitchen. Kitchen hasn't changed. It's exactly the same linoleum. So you can come in here. I don't think you need to replace those cabinets. They're, I think just maybe a coat of paint. Gotta love the skylights in the kitchen, right? Trash compactor. I mean, this house is untouched from the 70s. So you could really do a lot in here. Does have newer ovens and refrigerator. Hard to tell what kind of countertops those are. Okay, here's the den. I believe this is the den. Bedroom number 1. So yes, updating in here, but very cool vibe. You can kind of keep the 70s vibe in here and just update things to make it a little more current. Slider out to the pool. Bedroom number 3. So I believe these are Jack and Jill bedrooms. Mudroom. So believe it or not, this red sink, this whole bathroom used to be red. So yes, needs some updating, right? Attic space. Okay, there's a good drone shot of our barn. Now it looks like they do have an outdoor riding arena here. But what an awesome spot for horses. Hopefully we get a shot inside the barn. I don't think we are. So those garage doors are new. That used to be one big carport. Okay, we do get to go in the barn. There's our stalls. All right. What do you guys think of horse property number 1? Holy Brady Bunch. It would be cool to bring in a designer and say, I want to keep the 70s aesthetic, but make it modern on the inside. You know, bring everything up to date, rip out the tub, and yeah, there's a lot you could do there. I'd rip out that wood burning stove, make that a wood burning fireplace again. It would be a fun one to remodel. You might need more than $200,000. What do you guys think it would take to bring? Too bad Details. Is Details in the chat? What do you guys think it would take, updating dollar budget wise, to bring that property up to date? Let's make it up to Carissa's standards, Mrs. Steinman's standards. I'm thinking 300 to 400 probably. Okay. 400 plus, yep. So, if we want to get competitive with our offer, they've had several price reductions. and it's listed at weird, it won't let me get out of that screen. 1.3 million. I think they had a $100,000 price reduction. Let's see, in December. Yeah, they dropped from 1.4 to 1.3. So as we look at structured offer on this, there's currently 156 homes for sale in Battleground. The median list price is $629. Median price for pending properties is $630,000, so right in line, and $540 for sold. So it's at the higher end, but you can see there are a lot of properties in that 1.7, 1.6, 1.8, 2 million. So you're kind of in that entry level, you know, high-end price, which is reflected with the updating needed. Mid-century modern vibes all day long. Okay, so here are 3 financing options. There's a lot of ways to structure this, but the way I have these set up, it really kind of drives home that point of, well, let's say I have $600,000 to put down, but the house needs $400,000 in updating. So if we did 20% down, our loan amount would be $1,039,000. Cash out of pocket would be $270,000. If I want to avoid a jumbo loan and I want to max out that conforming loan limit of $802,000, my cash to close is $500,000. Let's say I'm selling my house and I have $600,000 to put down, so I'm putting 50% down. Total out of pocket $660,000. Okay, you can see the interest rate difference between the jumbo and the conforming is only 0.1%. So our payment with 20% down, if we want to put as little down as we can so that we can roll the rest over to a remodel, we're at $77.23. If we want to put a lot more down, but want to retain a little bit, if we get to a maximum conforming loan limit, we save $627 a month, making our payment $6,095. So another way to look at that is the remodel would cost us $1,600 a month. And then if we have 50% to put down, we're at $2636. So this kind of gives you 3 different ways to finance it and ways to utilize your equity, either towards reducing your payment or leveraging your equity to remodel the house. I would imagine if that house was brought up to date, all remodeled, you're closer to $2 million on that house. All right, what'd you guys think of house number 1, horse property number 1, Kentucky Derby? Anybody have the race handicapped? Anybody have any picks? Is journalism going to win? He's the favorite. You're going to do some bridge jumping, some win play shows, some exactas, trifectas. The superfecta I think is going to pay about $5,000. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's called horse racing, Kentucky Derby Day, first Saturday in May. Anybody watch the Kentucky Oaks yesterday? The favorite won the Kentucky Oaks. Let's do this. Who can tell me the difference between the Kentucky Oaks and the Kentucky Derby? I'll give you a clue. They're all 3-year-old horses. All right, while you guys are trying to figure that out, let's look at horse property number 2. We're going to La Center, 35003 Northeast 119th Avenue in La Center, Washington. 5 beds, 4 baths, 3798 square feet. So very comparable to the home we just looked at. Built in 1997, sits on 5 acres. This home is listed by Graham Gentry with Columbia River Realty. Could be a real estate agent, could be a country music star with that name, Graham Gentry. All right, let's see what Graham has to say. Discover the perfect setup for multi-generational living on this stunning 5-acre horse property, blending rustic charm with modern comfort. Separate sidewalk and private entrance lead to a spacious lower wing, ideal for extended family guests or independent living. Very, very popular right now. Complete with a full bath and flexible office bedroom space nestled among rolling, fully fenced and cross-fenced pastures, perfect for horses, a hobby farm, or peaceful country living. A round pen supports training and exercise, while the 36 by 48 shop barn offers abundant room for RV storage, a garage, or farm use. The refreshed home, you'll find 3 bedrooms on the main level, 3.5 baths, and a large country kitchen. What's a country kitchen? We'll have to take a look at that. Newer counters, backsplashes and appliances, designed for gatherings, 2 expansive living areas, provide space to unwind. Dual closets in the primary. Updates include a new roof, fresh paint, flooring throughout, above ground pool, animal shelter, garden, and cozy fire pit. Okay, this is interesting. 2.75% interest rate, potentially assumable VA loan. Okay, so a couple words, keywords here. Potentially assumable. So the current owner has a VA mortgage at 2.75. This is a big opportunity. Couple things, we're not going to spend too much time here. If you want more details, there's a link in the description to schedule a 15-minute call with me. But a VA loan can be assumed by a non-veteran. So if you're not a veteran, you can assume the VA loan. Now the seller has to agree to give up some of their entitlement, but there is an opportunity to come in here and assume the loan. We don't know how much their loan is for, so our down payment would be the difference between the purchase price and their loan amount. So something cool to put in the description. Why not? Let's look at some pictures. Any guesses on the difference between the Kentucky Oaks, which happened yesterday, and the Kentucky Derby today? Okay. Great drone shot. You can see everything in the description. Now, this is interesting. On the last house, I mentioned that the driveway was all paved. Here we got gravel. Okay. It'd be very expensive to bring in asphalt. But you can see the above ground pool, the round pen, the barn, and the animal shelter. Nice flat, 5 acres. It's a very nice looking above ground pool. Okay. So you can see the fresh paint, you can see the updated flooring. Very, very similar to the last house, skylights in the kitchen. Man, really nice, airy, well-lit living space. Nice kitchen. Office area, guest bath, bedroom number 1. Okay, we're a little out of order here. I'm not sure where in the house we are. Looks like the back of the house. I'm guessing this is a guest bathroom. I have no idea where we're at on this one. I don't know if you have to pay extra for the virtual tour, but if you're a listing agent, you're not going to put your pictures in order on Zillow, which I know you can do. You can go in and order them so there's a flow when I'm looking at it and I know where I'm at in the house. Then at least use the virtual tour that has little spots that shows me where on the floor plan I am. Another bedroom. Okay, we're in the utility room. There's a toilet in the utility room. That's nice. Lots of storage. you guys are still watching, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Give us a like. We're doing some new stuff on the channel, trying to get more subscribers. So go ahead and hit the thumbs up if you're watching. Okay, so here's that back living room. Oh, it looks like maybe a daylight basement. This must be the multi-generational living. Very nice. Little bedroom. Some painted cow skulls. Office area. Okay, got a hot tub out back, out the daylight. Fire pit overlooking our property. Above ground pool with a cedar deck. Okay, here's our barn. Concrete floors. Not seeing any horse stalls yet. Looks like we have outdoor shelter for the horse stalls. Nothing wrong with that. Little tack up area, round pen. Okay, very nice. What do you guys think? So we're in La Center. Currently in La Center, make sure this is up to date, there are 47 homes for sale. The median average list price is $660,000, very similar to Battleground. $589 is our median list price for pending properties. And then for sold properties, $645. Okay, just like on the last house, we're looking at leveraging our equity. This home doesn't need a lot of updating. Maybe the barn. Maybe you want to close in that barn, put in some indoor stalls, but not a lot of updating required. So with 20% down, we're just over that conforming loan limit of $802,000. So 7% for a jumbo loan, $220,000 out of pocket. Let's say I have $400,000 put down. I don't see anything wrong with rolling that equity over into your down payment. Puts our loan amount at $650,000, interest rate 6.9%, making our cash to close $410,000, and we save $1,308 a month. Okay, that was property number 2. If you're still with us, anybody have any guesses on the difference between the Kentucky Oaks, which happened yesterday, and the Kentucky Derby, which is happening today? They both have 3-year-old horses. The Kentucky Oaks are fillies. The Kentucky Derby are colts. Anybody else got any good Kentucky Derby horse racing trivia? All right. How are we doing on time? 9:30. We got one more. Before we dive into this one, I started a new video series on the channel this week where we do a home of the day, just like we're doing now, one home every day. I'm looking at homes that hit the market that day. So if you want to take a look at homes that are newly on the market that day, check it out. We did one Monday through Friday this week. I'm going to do a Monday through Friday, live stream on Saturday, Sunday off. So we're going to keep that going. I have an awesome $2 million plus home in Florida for tomorrow. It's incredible. So tune in for that tomorrow. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up. Several of you did that. Appreciate it. If you have any ideas to help the channel blow up, let me know. I'm willing to do just about anything. Okay. Ready for our final home? We're going to Brush Prairie. You know, it's funny, in Brush Prairie, there's a lot of tract home housing going in. Can you imagine moving to Brush Prairie and living in a tract home? Brush Prairie is known for acreage, horse property, cattle. Okay, so I got a good one in Brush Prairie. We are going to 14211 Northeast 159th Street. 3 beds, 3 baths, 3,200 square feet, built in 2005 on 11 acres. So over double. The day I met my wife, I also walked into a glass slider for her to witness. We've all done it. Well, maybe not all of us, but I did it. I'm lucky the window didn't shatter. How many years has the Kentucky Derby been running for? Anybody have any guesses? This is the 151st running of the Kentucky Derby. Okay. This home is listed by Kale Dunning at Windermere Northwest Living. She says very loudly, one of a kind, close in horse property. 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,700 square foot home. Okay, so she says 1,710 square foot home, built in 2005, plus a second 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,562 square foot manufactured home, built in 2005. Okay, my ears are perked. I didn't see that. I don't. I'm sorry, Kale is a man. I just was told. You know, I know a lot of agents. I don't know all of them. So sorry, Kale. Kale has a manufactured home on this property. That may or may not be an issue with financing. So something to consider. I guess it probably wouldn't, because it's not the primary house. The stick built's going to be your primary. So it'd be very interesting to see how an appraiser values that. You know, appraised values are all based off of comparable properties. We have a 1,700 square foot house with a 1,500 square foot manufactured home. It'll be interesting to see what kind of comparable properties an appraiser would use for that. 2 legal properties in one combined sale. Main house has living room with ceiling fan, wraparound porch. I'm going to kind of skim through this. Horse lover's dream with approximately 8 acres of pasture, 48 by 72 barn that has 6 stalls, mud-free paddock, no abscess, and lighted sand floor with drainage. Lighted sand floor arena with drainage. Those are very expensive to put in. Okay. Take a look at some pictures. Beautiful drone shot. Nice flat acreage. You can see the arena behind the house. Very nice. There's a good, I really like how Kale highlighted the property so you can see exactly where your lot line is. Gravel driveway. Nice covered front patio. Looks like we have laminate flooring, ceiling fan. Nice use of square footage here. Excuse me, it looks like we have our master bedroom on the main. Okay, nice kitchens here. You could replace those fluorescent lights pretty easily. Okay, so here's our primary bedroom. Primary bath, single vanity. I don't mind smaller bedrooms in this square footage because it gives us more room in our living areas. Looks like a bonus room. Bedroom number 2. Backyard, hot tub, covered deck. There's a couple horses. Okay, so here's the manufactured home. Looks really nice. Nice kitchen. So this is that generational living. Put mom and dad out in the manufactured home. It's air conditioned. Nice garage shop. Really nice shop. Indoor arena, so you got an indoor and outdoor riding arena. You know, these are all 3 have been horse properties, but this one is very dedicated to horse riding. There you can see the 2 lots. All right, let's take a look at some numbers. Okay, again, same theme, 20% down jumbo. Loan amount over $802,000. We're at $1,079,000 with 20% down, 7%. Payment $7,750 with $280,000 out of pocket. If we wanted to put $400,000 down, we're at $68.85 a month, $410,000 out of pocket, saving us $865 a month. So a couple options there. Okay. How do we do on our Kentucky Derby special? Appreciate everyone sticking around to the end. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends. We're trying to use these videos throughout the week to get more views on the channel, more subscribers. And it's really fun. It's been fun for me this week doing them daily because I really get to see what new houses hit the market every day. You know, on the mortgage side, it's easy to kind of lose track of our market, but when you look at it every day, you can really get a good picture of what's happening every day on the market. So have a great weekend. Enjoy the Kentucky Derby. I think journalism is bad money. I think there's good money to be made on other horses. So if you're going to bet journalism, I would do an exacta. All right, guys, have a great week. We'll see you back here live next Saturday on the My Mortgage Hound live stream. Have a great week, everybody. Bye.